Hi again. My name is Kenzie, and I'll be leading tonight's workout. So, just to kind of summarize, I have a little warm up planned, and then I have more of a back and bicep focused kind of arm cardio circuit going. And yeah, as Hannah mentioned, I know some people have used heavier dumbbells in the past, and that's totally fine. But just for a few specific exercises tonight, it's a lot better to do lighter weight so we're not putting too much weight and stress on like the shoulder joint or anything. So for those key exercises, if you guys have different sets of weights, I'll let you know which ones are better to use the lighter weights for. And then after that, I just have a quick kind of lower body and then kind of some standing core stabilization exercises that we'll be doing. But like last time, it's going to be kind of a circuit style. So we're going to probably go through like 3 different exercises, 30 seconds each with like 10, 15-second rest in between, and then a longer rest at each set. But again, I'll re-explain that once we get down to the workout. But first, I'll start going through the warm up. So for these, I like to do some dynamic stretches. So dynamic, anything that's kind of moving. We don't like to do static stretching. So for example, like bending down and reaching, that's static stretching, and we don't want to pull anything. So we like to do dynamic stretching to get us warmed up. So first, arm circles are a real nice, easy kind of exercise. We'll do about 20 seconds, we'll do small circles forward. And then after that, we'll do 20 seconds of small circles backwards. So this also kind of warms up the shoulders there, kind of gets those working. All right, and we'll go backwards now, small backward circles. All right, and now we're gonna do big forward circles. So reverse it and we'll get a little bit wider range of motion there in our shoulders because we'll be doing a lot of shoulder work later on. So it's good to get these nice and warmed up. All right, and in 3 seconds, we'll reverse it, big circles backwards. I'm already kind of feeling it there, my shoulders and deltoids. Hopefully you are too. All right, and 3, 2, and 1. Good, so you can kind of shake out your shoulders there, like side to side, whatever feels good for you. All right, then we're gonna do about another 20, 30 seconds. We're either gonna do jumping jacks, if that's good for you guys, or if you want, you can just do some jack step outs, alternating each side, whichever feels better for you there. So I'll start my timer there. We'll go ahead, jumping jacks or jack step outs. I like to get the heart rate going up a little bit before we start, get some good cardio in. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. So next up, if you have, you don't need weight for this. If you do have cans of soup or very lightweight, this is another good kind of shoulder mobility strength exercise. So for these are called scapation. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So for these, you're gonna wanna do like a 45-degree angle. We're not gonna be straight, but we're not gonna be parallel with our body, about 45 degrees. And we're just gonna raise that up to shoulder height and back down, nice and controlled. So up and down. And we'll do about 10 or so of these. Just again, getting the shoulders working with some weight. Good, I'll do about 3 more. 2 and 3. Good. All right. So next up, for the lower body warm up, I like to do just a few body weight squats. So for these, what we'll do, 30 seconds of body weight squats and then rest, and then 30 seconds of some lunges. So for body weight squats, You want your feet shoulder width apart. You can have your toes pointed slightly outwards. And what you're going to do is you're going to send your heels hinge at the hips like you're going to sit in a seat and bend down as far as you can, keeping that back nice and straight and neutral. So I'll go ahead, start the time there. So again, just getting those legs warmed up before we do anything else later tonight. We'll make sure our chest is nice and high. All right, we got less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can grab some water if you need to, or at any time tonight, if you need to grab some water, please feel free. All right. And so for our lunges, you can either do, we'll stick to forward lunges now. So for forward, we're just going to take a step forward. And so here you can see my hip is right above my knee, and my knee doesn't go past my second toe. And you can come back up if you need to hold on to something for balance. That is great. And we'll just switch sides like that. So I'll go ahead and start the timer for these, making sure your chest is nice and high. And you can only go down to where you feel comfortable. If it feels uncomfortable to go all the way to 90 degrees, you do not need to go past that. Good, we got about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Again, grab some water, and then I will go ahead and explain the first kind of upper body circuit that we have. All right. I'm going to sit down for a moment so you guys can see my face while I talk. So this arm workout that we're going to be doing is more back and biceps focused. We sit a lot, whether that's at our job or at a computer, and a lot of times we're hunched over and our posture isn't very good. So how to kind of prevent those shoulders from coming in is to strengthen our back muscles to bring our shoulders out to kind of improve that posture there. So it's really important to focus on the back muscles. And then biceps, if we usually are working out a posterior muscle group, it's usually kind of good to work one anterior as well, just so it's kind of even and we're not working all one side versus the other. So that being said, we're going to do 3 different exercises in one circuit. So 1 back, 1 bicep, and then 1 kind of cardio workout. And each are going to be done for 30 seconds. And then we'll repeat that 3 times. So for the first one, you can grab whatever weight feels good for you, and you don't even need weight at all if you don't feel like it. So for these, we're going to do a nice kind of hinge at the hips, knees slightly bent. And we're going to have our weight to our side. And we're going to make sure our back is nice and straight and our neck is neutral. And we're going to pull that weight up. Our elbows are going to be nice and close to our body, and then slowly release down. And a good cue is pretend you're trying to pinch something between your shoulder blades in the back. So you should feel it back here, like you're trying to squeeze something there and release back down. So that'll be the first exercise. The next one we have are hammer curls. So whereas bicep curls, we have our palms up, hammer curls, our palms are going to be facing each other. And we're just going to do nice and controlled bicep curl, making sure our elbows are close to our body, and then nice and controlled down. And this other one, wanted to switch it up, do something different besides jumping jacks or something like that. So if you have lighter weight, you can do it. You don't need weight at all, like I said. So for these, we're going to do kind of punching step outs. So we're going to punch with our right, step out with our right foot and back. And again, left and back. So it's more so like a kind of weighted cardio if you want it to be. And you can go faster if you want, but just kind of working our endurance in our legs as well. So I'll go ahead and do these with you all. If you want to grab your weights, and then I will go ahead and start the 30 seconds. All All right, so we're gonna start with those rows. Again, our back's nice and neutral, and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good. Good, and about 10 more seconds of these. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take about 10 seconds, and we'll go into the hammer curls just so the time is even. All right, and we can go ahead and start in 3, 2, and 1. Hammer curls again, palms facing each other, kind of like you're bringing up a can of soda or something, about to drink. So this just works a different part of your bicep muscle. So biceps, you have 2 muscle heads, and this just works a different part than, say, regular bicep curls would. All right, and 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we'll do the steps in about 5 seconds. All right, and 3, 2, and 1. So we'll punch, step out same side. Picture who your target is if you want. Good, we have 10 more seconds. Yeah, so adding weight to cardio is a great progression and a great way to challenge yourself as well. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, you can take a water break if you need. Then we'll start up in about 20 or so, 25 seconds. All right. About 10 more seconds. We'll go ahead and start with those rows again. All right. So 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze those shoulder blades. About 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. About 5 or so seconds, and we'll go ahead and start with the hammer curls. 3, 2, and 1. Good, nice and controlled movements. Good, we got about 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we'll have another about 10-second break. Then we'll go ahead and start on that cardio again. And we'll start in 3, 2, and 1. This is also good for kind of engaging your core, stepping and punching there. We'll do a lot of other kind of core stabilization exercises at the end. All right, less than 10 seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, again, grab some water if you need. We'll go ahead and start about 15 seconds. We'll do our last round of these, and then I will show you the next exercises. All right, so start back with the rows in 3, 2, and 1. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll have a quick rest and then we'll start in about 5 or so seconds. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Hammer curls. All right, we got about 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. Do 10-second rest and then we'll go into our punches again. In 3, 2, and 1. Got 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. Again, grab some water. All right. So for the next one, again, we'll do 1 back, 1 bicep, and 1 cardio. So for these, again, I would do lighter weight on these, but for the back exercise, we're going to be in a similar position. So you're going to want to hinge at the hips just a little bit, and you're going to have your weights, and your head's going to be nice and neutral with your body. So we don't want to be up or down. We just want to be nice and neutral. And we're going to come up and down, nice and controlled with this. Again, like we're squeezing something with our shoulder blades, and we just want to come about parallel to our shoulders. We don't want to go above our shoulders. So that will be the first one. Oops, and remember to keep a slight bend in your elbow. That's probably the most important thing, is keeping a slight bend in that elbow when we're raising up. The second one we're going to do is called 21s. So with those, it's going to be 21 reps. So I would do lighter weight again with these if you want. So a regular bicep curl would come all the way up, but a 21, so the first 7, we're going to do the lower half of a bicep curl, and that's all. All right, so we'll do the first 7 like there. The next 7, we're going to start midway and come to the top, and again, stop midway. So we're doing the top half of a bicep curl. And then the last 7, we're going to come down and do a full bicep curl. So we're building up from the bottom half to the top half, and then all together. So these are really good burners for your biceps. So again, if you have lighter weights, choose that. And then if you feel like you can go up, again, you can do that as well. And the other one, I would just hold 1 dumbbell or weight in your hand if you want. Again, you don't need a weight. And so we're going to do kind of like a wood chop with these. So you're going to hold kind of in the 1 quadrant. You're going to put your knee up kind of like a crunch. So it's kind of like you're chopping wood, and you're going to engage that core when you come in to kind of squeeze your abdominals there. And then we'll do the other side, opposite hand to opposite leg there. And you can speed these up however fast you want to, or you can do it nice and slow with the weight, totally up to you. So those will be our next 3 exercises. So again, 30 seconds each. We'll go ahead and start with those back flies. All right. So elbow slightly bent, and coming up and trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together. All right, about less than 10 seconds. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give a 10-second break, and then we'll go into the 21s. All right, start in about 3, 2, 1. So for these, we're not going to do time, we're going to do 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Next 7 top half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now full bicep curls. Last 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Good. All right, we'll take a rest there. Give us about 10 seconds and we'll go into those wood chops. All right. And we'll start in about 3, 2, 1. So we'll do about 15 seconds each side, alternating legs, each 15 seconds. So we got about 10 more seconds of this first leg. Good, those look good. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, we'll switch sides. All right, and 3, 2, and 1. Good. Again, we'll take a quick water break there. It's always good to hydrate. Your body always needs a little more water. All right, you can kind of shake it out if you need to. We'll go ahead and start the second set of these. So again, with the back flies, slight hinge at the hips and nice controlled movements. Good. We got less than 10. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. About 8 seconds, and we'll start with the 21s. All right, and 3, 2, 1. All right, so first 7, bottom half. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We'll hold at the top and do the last top half. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, we'll go to our full bicep curls now, full range of motion. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Good. All right. We'll start in about 10 seconds and we'll do that first side. And we'll start in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pick which side you want to start with. You can bring that knee up if you can. Make sure to engage that core. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll go ahead and switch sides. 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. Again, we'll take another water break. shake it out. These are indirectly all working your shoulders. So if you feel your shoulders, your deltoids are kind of at the top of your arm right here. So you should be able to feel those working a little bit. I know I do. So, all right, we'll go ahead and start the last round of this circuit. About 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. About 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. About 8 more seconds. We'll start the last round of 21s. And 3, 2, 1. So bottom half. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Stop at the top and we'll do the top half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And last full bicep curls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Good. All right, we have 10 more seconds and then we'll start our last wood chop round. Start in 3, 2, and 1. Good. And 3, 2, and 1. We'll switch sides. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Get some more water. All right, so the next one that we have, so for these are a little weird. You can use a band or a towel if you want, or you can use weight. There's lots of different modes that you can kind of use, and you don't have to use any weight at all. Just kind of fun to think of if you guys ever need a workout that you want to do and you have a towel lying around. But I'm going to use these weights that I have right here. So this one is called scapular adduction. So that shoulder blade I was referring to is this right here, also called your scapula. And so adducting it would be bringing it in, those two shoulder blades closer to one another. And so that really helps strengthen the back. So for these, we're going to hold our 2 weights here, or you can do it without weights, together. And we're just going to keep our elbows tight to our body. And we're going to rotate out and then rotate back in. Again, rotate out, rotate back in, and kind of try to feel that adduction of your scapula back there. All right, and again, so for these, I also recommend lower weight. So these are reverse curls. So these are kind of mainly working your forearm here. So your main bicep muscles attach up here to your shoulder joint. And this one kind of runs here, also works on your bicep muscle as well. Just some kind of fun anatomy. But for these, we're going to be rotated with our palms down. We're just going to lower and come up like a regular bicep curl, but just different way. So it kind of works that forearm and a little bit of that lower bicep here. So that'll be the second one. And then the last one we have, again, if you want to hold the weight, you don't have to. So what we're going to do is you're going to hold the weight out and you just come and kick, out and kick. So you're just stepping straight back, kind of like you're about to knee someone. You're trying to fend off someone. So that will be that. So we'll do 15 one side and then 15 seconds the other side. So we'll go ahead and start that, the 30 seconds. So we'll start with these, just kind of working on that adduction there. And 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. 10 more seconds, then we'll go into those reverse curls. And 3, 2, and 1. So palms down, lower, controlled down. These might be a little harder because you don't really work this specific muscle too often. Just making sure it's nice and controlled. We got 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then 10 more seconds, we'll start the first kind of knee kick back. All right, and 3, 2, 1, so out and in. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and we'll switch. Other side. Good, got less than 10 seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we'll kind of stretch it out because I know our shoulders are kind of indirectly working with that cardio stuff. So shake it out, get some water. All right. And for time's sake, I think we'll only do one more round of this and then finish out. One more thing I wanted to do real quickly, then we'll do some lower body and some core stuff. All right, so last round of these 3. All right, so we'll start with those adduction, making sure we keep our back nice and neutral. We don't want any hyperextension there. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, we'll have 10 seconds. And so with those kind of adductions, you can just get a band and stretch the band or towel as well. Those work. All right, we'll go ahead and start those reverse curls. Three, 2, and 1. Good. All right, about 5 seconds. We'll do our last 15 seconds of each. And 3, 2, and 1. And 3, 2, 1. We'll switch. Ten more seconds. You guys are doing great. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, grab some water. And I think actually we're gonna go straight to lower body, and I will save the other stuff for the next time we have class. So for this lower body aspect, it's gonna be sort of a progression. So we're gonna start off with the basic movement, and if you feel like you want to progress, you can do that. The progressions really work with the balance component. As you get older, balance is huge. So I think it's super important to start working on it now. And everyone can always improve their balance. I know I am not the best with balance sometimes, so it's always great to work with that. So we'll do, again, kind of 3 sets, but we'll, instead of 30 seconds, we'll just do 10 reps of something. So for example, first exercise I have is a basic body weight squat. And from that, the next round of 10, we can add a chest press to that. And then after that, we can add another progression. So the first 10 that we're gonna do is a basic squat like we did in the warm-up, feet shoulder width apart, and just hinging at our hips and coming back. So we'll do 10 of those. All right, the second set we're gonna do, if you feel comfortable and you want to add something, this is totally optional. We're gonna do a squat, and when we come up, press the weight up over our heads. Squat and press. Again, totally optional, and you can stick with the body weight squat if you want to. All right, and from there, again, this is optional, and you can drop the weight, but the third round we'll do another progression. If anyone needs, you can do a squat, you can have something here for you for balance, squat, and when we come up, abduct one side of our leg. Squat, kick out, just laterally parallel with our leg, and squat. So again, all of these are options based on the regular squat. So we'll go ahead and start with our 10 regular squats, and we'll move on from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. You can shake it out a bit if you want. Next one, we'll do the squat to press, and you don't even have to have weight. Just that movement, giving your arms above your head, that also just works on your balance that way as well. So we'll go ahead and start with the next 10. So we're gonna squat and up the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So that was the second one. And again, you can pick from any of those progressions that you want to keep doing. The last one, I'm going to have this in front of me just for balance sake, so you guys can see. But again, we're just going to squat, then abduct as much or as little as you want. You can even just do a small step out, whatever feels comfortable for you. So again, we'll do our last 10, 5 each side. We'll alternate each side if you are doing the abduction. If not, you can stick to the squat and press or the regular body weight squat as well. So we'll squat, you can abduct if you want, squat, other side, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and last one, 10. Good. So that was our squat movement. So the next one we have, this is like the last harder one. Last that we'll do will be calf raises, so those won't be as bad. So this next one we have is a lunging motion, again, like we did in our warm-up. So for the most basic aspect of a lunge, you're going to get in the lunge position, kind of like a half stance, and you're just going to come here. We're not going to do a full step. You can go as low as you want. If that's even just here, completely fine. It gets the motion down. So we'll do 10 each side of those. So that'll be the first 10, and then I'll explain the others as we go on. So pick one side you want to start with, and these are called half lunges. So again, making sure your knee doesn't go past that second toe on your front foot. So I'll go ahead and start these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Those ones can feel in your quads. All right. We'll switch sides. Do another 10 on opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the last one, 10. Good. You can get up, give your legs a break, shake them up. I personally think lunges are a little harder than squats. I usually feel it more. All right, so the next one we have, this one, so whereas here we weren't doing the full motion, we were just doing that half motion. For this one, we're gonna do a full squat, and we're gonna do a reverse squat. So you can hold on to something if you want. You're just gonna step back and back up, all the way up. And again, back and all the way up, like that. And again, if you feel like doing just the half lunges, that's totally fine too. So our next 10, we'll be doing 5 each side. So we'll do alternating legs each one, but for 10 total. So we'll go ahead and start those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Good. All right. So with these last ones, we're going to do the same type of motion, same type of lunging motion. But so for balance, you can manipulate balance in so many different ways. You can have your arms straight out for balance. You can put them up, kind of anything to where you're not holding on can kind of help you work on your balance. So the last 10, you can pick whatever type of lunge you want to do. We did the reverse ones. We did the forward lunges in the beginning, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And then you can add in that balance component. You can hold a weight here. You can hold it above your head, whatever feels good and challenging to you. If not, you can just do a regular lunge. So that is what I'm going to do, and we'll do 5 each side again for a total of 10. All right, so I'm going to pick the reverse lunge, but again, whatever you want. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and last 2, and last one. Good. All right, so our last few that we have, I'm going to have to move my camera way down so you can kind of see my calves. All right, the first one we're going to do is a regular calf raise. So feet about shoulder width apart. You can have a slight bend in your knees. We're just going to raise up and slowly down. So we're nice and controlled, letting our body weight come back. So we'll do 10 of those for the first basic movement. And then as we go on, I'll show you any optional progressions. So we'll start with our first 10 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, so the next 10 I have for you is called kind of like we're gonna do sort of a squat motion. It doesn't have to be totally, we're gonna do a wide squat stance. And again, you can hold on to something for balance if you need to. So from this slightly bent knee position, you're gonna lift up into a calf raise, kind of like you're a ballet dancer. They look like they do these types of things. Again, you can hold on to a chair and just lift up with those knees bent. So we'll do our 10 now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right. So again, for this last set, you can pick any of those two, or the last progression that we have is we'll do 10 single leg ones. Again, you can hold on to a chair, have your feet, you can have it near the ground if you need support or balance. You can put it around, whatever feels comfortable for you. So we'll do 10 each side for those. So pick your favorite side to start on, and we'll start with those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, switch legs and we'll do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Good. All right, so we're all done with legs and upper body. The last part I want to do is some core stabilization. So again, these are going to be more kind of timed, and they're going to be simple movements. So like marches and holding weights. So those kind of just work to stabilize the core. It's something different than, you know, regular crunches or twists or something like that. It's just engaging our core to kind of hold weight and do another thing. Also works on balance as well. So as you can see, I think balance is very important. So last thing we're going to do about 20 seconds. So the first one, you are just going, you can hold one weight, you can hold both weights, whatever. You're just going to hold it here, and we're just going to march nice and controlled and in place. All right. So we'll do that for about 25 seconds. And for this, you want to keep your core engaged. So that means pretend somebody is going to punch you and you tense up your stomach like you're trying to flex so it doesn't hurt. That's what engaging your core means. So not sucking in, but just kind of tensing that core. All right, so we'll go ahead and start these. So if your core is engaged, it should feel almost kind of like a standing crunch. And again, the weight here just kind of helps with balance and adds a little bit of a progression. All right, we got about 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. The next one we have similar thing, similar marching aspect. But for now, again, I would do lighter weight with these. You're just going to hold them out in front of you. You want your elbows at 90 degrees, and you're just going to march. Again, engaging that core. So by putting this weight farther out, we're using more of our balance and core to stabilize us. So we're moving just a little bit wider out. All right, I'll go ahead and start that timer for us. And if the weight gets heavy, you can totally set it down for a few seconds and join us whenever you're ready, because heavier weight obviously makes this a lot more challenging and works those shoulders. All right, 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Good, you can set those arm weights down. All right, and our last one, I'm gonna do these without any weight because I feel like my shoulders have worked enough tonight, but you're just gonna have your hands straight up above your heads. And again, marching, keeping that core nice and engaged the entire time. So it's like standing crunch there. All right, we have about 5 more seconds. 2 and 1. Good. All right, you can grab some water. And then we're just gonna do one last 30-second kind of burnout core stabilization. So of those 3, you can pick how you wanna hold the weight, if you wanna have any weight at all. Same thing, we're gonna do some marches. And again, however much you wanna challenge your balance, if you wanna hold the weight here, 90 degrees, straight up, you can hold your hands here, whatever you feel like doing. We'll do that the last 30 seconds, and then we'll do some stretching. So I'm gonna hold my hands above my head like we did in that last round. So last 30 seconds. Keeping that core nice and tight. Got 15 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Hard part is over. Now we can stretch. All right. So for some stretches, we did a lot of back stretches. So for these, you don't need a towel. If you have one, it's fine. Or a broom is always good if your back is ever sore. So let's see. I'm going to use this. I know you guys don't have this. Again, you don't need one. But basically, you can just raise your hand up and kind of stretch back as almost you're holding like a broom or a pole, and kind of raise that over your head. Like I said, a towel works good just to kind of stretch over there. Yep, that looks perfect, whatever you have. You can kind of raise it above your head and just kind of stretch each side, and you can twist again. Good. And again, without it, just kind of stretching each side. Good. All right, and for this one, next one, if you can put your hands, kind of tie them behind your back a little bit, and you can just kind of reach. You can bend down, whatever feels good to you. I like to kind of give it a little twist. Again, we're just kind of trying to stretch that back out. All right, and for the shoulders, again, we're just gonna shake those shoulders out. There's no really one good stretch for the shoulders or the biceps there, but we can always try and shake them out if we want. All right, and for our lower body, face the camera down a little bit. We're gonna bend one knee. So we're gonna bend one knee and kind of straighten the other. You're just gonna kind of reach down, and you should feel that in your hamstrings, in the back of your leg. So one leg bent, one leg straight, almost like you're reaching for your toes. You don't need to go all the way down to be able to feel it. But working those hamstrings. So those lunges we did, those work your quads, those work your glutes as well. So it's good to just kind of get like an overall nice leg stretch. All right, and then we'll switch sides. Other leg will be bent, other one straight. And again, just kind of reach down till you feel that stretch back there. All right, you have 2 more stretches. Next one for your quads. So these were mainly working with those squats and lunges as well. You can hold on to something if you need. We're gonna lift one leg up and just kind of hold it there if you can. This one is also kind of hard to stretch. You can also just kind of lift it up and kind of lean into it as well. All right, we'll go ahead and do the other side. All right, this last calf one we're going to do. So you're gonna get kind of in a split stance pose. Front leg will be bent a little, back leg will be straight, and you're just gonna lean forward into that bent leg, and you should feel it down that calf of that back leg. You can kind of do a little pulse too if that feels good to you. Pulsing forward, get that all stretched out. Then go ahead and switch sides. Again, front leg bent, back leg straight. And stretching that calf muscle back there. All right, and that is all I have for you all tonight. And so I will see you next month then at our next class.